Coilovers. One of, or even possibly the best modification you can do to a car. But coilovers here can get expensive, like up to $2,000 expensive. But they can also be extremely cheap, like $200 cheap. I don't know about y'all, I don't really have the money for $2,000 on coilovers, but I also don't necessarily trust a $200 pair. Which is exactly why MaxSpeedingRods sent over their $500 coilovers, so that I could go ahead and give them a try and see how well a budget coilover like this performs. And along the way, I'm gonna show you how to do it, why you should do it, and show the difference that coilovers can really make to your car. With all that being said, let's go ahead and install our brand new MaxSpeedingRods. All right, so in terms of the suspension, on this car at least, it's actually pretty simple. Obviously, we're gonna have the top hat bolts, which is just gonna be 3 bolts right there. We do have some brake lines and stuff that do connect to the coilover. Nothing too crazy, just like a couple 10 millimeters. And then the main ones are gonna be these down here. So this is the main bolt that goes through the knuckle and the bottom of the coilover itself. This is probably gonna be the hardest one just to make sure we get off. Still not too difficult. Also, there's this little like bracket here. We're probably just gonna have to loosen that as well to make sure we can fully take out the coilover. All right, first one we're gonna go ahead and try to get out is that main like knuckle joint at the bottom, and we're gonna use that 19 for that. All right, next we're gonna get up those little like bracket bolts, and those are all gonna be 14s. We should need to take out just 2 of them because it can hang on the 3rd one. All right, so another thing we are gonna go ahead and do is we are actually going to loosen the sway bar right here. This bolt right here that goes through the coilover, and it just has to bend too much to try to get this out. So we're just gonna go ahead, we're gonna loosen this. It'll let the whole sway bar move a little bit more. So if you do loosen the sway bar, just know you need both the tires up. I'm a dumbass, kind of forgot. It still is weighted on that side. All right, sway bar's hanging. Ooh. All right, we've got our old suspension out, and if you don't know, we were running Z1 here, and unfortunately, these really started to perform bad. And on top of that, that bushing is completely toast, like horrible. That's probably the reason part of my ride has not been good at all. We do want to make sure that we keep this so that we measure what the ride height was, so we do the same thing to the new coilovers. All right, so we're onto this side now. Obviously, just the same thing as the other side. Top hat bolts, get the 3 bracket bolts here. It's this 19 millimeter with the end link in the middle. All right, so in terms of buying these new coilovers, obviously we all buy these because we want our car to look lower. Yes, it looks better and everything, but what about the performance of an aftermarket coilover? What is this doing differently that your stock one just isn't gonna do? Number one, obviously, in terms of performance, having a lower car means a lower center of gravity, which helps the car handle better, plain and simple. Number two is the springs itself. So these springs are going to be at a different rate. Your stock springs are probably going to compress a lot more. Something like this is stiffer. It's not going to let your car just simply flow, which does also have to do with something else called the damping. There's little chambers in here that have little bits of gas that let the fluid through, and that's what controls your car kind of also having that floaty feel. A stock one is going to let the liquid flow through very easily back and forth through those holes. Like the aftermarket coilovers, most times are going to have smaller holes, so it makes it harder for that fluid to move, and that leads to these being stiffer. Now, obviously, do you want your car to be stiffer? Everyday driving, no, you really don't. That's what kind of sucks about getting coilovers sometimes, no matter what brand you go with, is most of the times, it's not gonna be anything like the comfortability of stock. But that's not why we have these. We want these to be more responsive. The tighter these are, the more consistent your car is, and the more tight you can feel the car more. When you're taking a turn, it's not doing all this extra bouncing and rolling over. This is keeping it a lot more planted, so your car's more predictable. It's easier to handle. That's exactly why you get these right here. Obviously, I did just take off aftermarket suspension from my car. I had already been running it, so I kind of understand the feel that these should give off. With all that being said, let's get them in. Do want to make sure that these are about the same height as before, and as we can see, this one is a lot shorter at its current ride height, so we're gonna go ahead and raise it up by threading the body a little bit down. Before, I want to note a few things that I noticed about the MaxSpeedingRods as compared to the old Z1 right here. Number one is being, these springs are a lot bigger, which I like more, you know, it's just more sturdy, it leads to a little bit more like structural, and even the body of the coilover itself, this one is thicker, like the whole thing is just beefier. Although it might weigh a little bit more, it's probably gonna be stronger in terms of the materials used. Like this one, it's thin. Like you can even see, like it is not near as big. This one just has some beefier parts to it that make it feel like stronger. That's one thing I'm already liking with these max speeding rods, especially considering these Z1 right here retail for about $1,000 or more. Almost double the price of these max speeding rods. All right, so we've got this coilover about the exact same height as our old Z1, so let's go ahead and throw it in finally. Another thing to note, never adjust the height by the spring right here. This spring, this is the preload. They said the preload is already set for these, so I am not going to mess with this. This should already be the best damping setup for these coilovers. So I'm gonna leave that alone, just do the body like I did. These new ones do not come with the thing to put your old brake lines on. So I'm just gonna have to find somewhere else to kind of mount this down to make sure it's secure. Definitely not the end of the world, like it's not necessarily needed. But we do have this side in. We're gonna go ahead and get the other side in, lower the car, and then go ahead and tighten everything down in the front. So we went ahead and lowered it. That's what the fitment is currently looking like. That is not what we want, obviously. It says it's gonna drop about a ½ inch once it settles. That's definitely probably like an inch higher than we want. So we'll probably drop it another ½ inch right now. Maybe it'll settle that ½ inch over time, so. I don't know why this side went so much lower. All right, we officially have the old rear suspension out, and in terms of the rear, we're actually gonna be going through a pretty big change. The G37 runs a divorced shock and spring setup, also known as a bucket and spring, which basically means that the shock right here that does all the damping and all that is separate than the spring. Obviously, like the front, it's a coilover, a true coilover design. You have the spring and the shock both in one piece. Coilover. The rear setup for a G37 is not a true coilover. It is the bucket and spring. Max speeding rods are a true coilover design. Spring and shock, they are together. Now you might wonder why that is, and it's because it's better for handling. This is a lot better and more consistent than something like the spring and bucket in the rear. This is awesome that they provide this, especially at the $500 budget. Went ahead and threw the new one in, and I will say, this is not easy to get the bolts in up top because it does have the coilover now in the spring there. It's a little bit more difficult to get up there, so I have this crazy extension. I had to put the nut on top of that. It was pretty difficult on the other side. I will say it took me a minute, but this side, I got it done pretty quickly. I just gotta tighten the other one, but honestly, not too bad. The fitment isn't perfect right now. I'll worry about that later. I just wanna drive it, see how it feels, be done for the day, go take a shower. All right, so taking my first ride around in the new suspension, and I just gotta say, I cannot believe how well it's performing. Suspension, obviously, I had been running an aftermarket suspension for almost 2 years. And by the end of it, it was riding very badly, like super bumpy, very horrible. And after taking that out and putting these in, I cannot believe the difference. Obviously, comparing suspensions when one's blown out compared to the other isn't necessarily fair, but literally cannot say anything that has performed worse so far in this testing. It feels so planted. It feels like it is like gripping into the road. It is crazy how much response that I get. And this isn't even on the hardest setting. I understand that this is a sponsored video, but I would not have gone through with the sponsorship if I didn't genuinely believe in these coilovers. They are performing great. If they didn't, I would not be doing this. I genuinely believe in this product. Getting these coilovers for $500 and getting a decent ride, that's what we want. I'm really not kidding. If I don't believe in this product, I would not be posting this. If they're really not your style and you don't want to go that cheap, I get it, okay? Like, I really do understand, but I want y'all to know that this really is shaping out to be a great option, and I'm really enjoying them so far. You cannot 100% tell the performance of a coilover just driving on some streets, you know, things like longevity, I understand, you know, you cannot completely test that.
But what you can do is whip it around a little bit and have some fun, and to be honest, that's all I needed. I couldn't tell you how this compares to a $2,000 suspension, but what I can tell you is that this was definitely enough for me.
All right, well, the G got some new suspension, and honestly, I could not be any happier. I'm gonna have to go back through and raise it or lower it a little bit depending on some of the corners, but besides that, I am so happy that this suspension worked out. Obviously, we all don't want to spend thousands of dollars to lower our car, so Max Speeding Rods actually being a viable option at $500 is just, it's a win for everyone, myself included. Now, if y'all are genuinely interested in getting these coilovers, if you go to Max Speeding Rods and use code KPOWG, you can get 10% off your order. Helps me out, helps you out, better for everyone. But if you're not buying them, I hope you at least enjoyed the video and found out the direction you want to go with your suspension for your G37 or any car for that matter. But I really appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much. Hopefully some new videos coming out soon. And that's about it. Thank you. I love you. Bye.